Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing day. Honored to be connecting in with you. And we are moving towards the end of April, getting ready to step into May. And in fact, it is also my birthday. So I'm honored to celebrate my birthday with all of you. I just feel so blessed and privileged to have each of you in my life in this moment to connect together and be able to celebrate my birthday with each and every one of you. Our two guests today, I know you're going to enjoy as they lean into you and to our subject matter. And we're going to be talking about maximizing your powerful life, because one of the things that we talk about frequently on our show is how you are a gift, each and every one of you. And you have opportunities to fully, powerfully show up in your life. And we want to empower you, to support you, to encourage you to do so, because the biggest gift you can give the world is more of you. So be listening in carefully and mindfully and purposely today as our guests share some of their stories, some of their journey and wisdom learned as they lean into pouring into each and every one of you. So thank you for joining us today. I'm just thrilled and honored to have each of you leaning into the conversation. And I want you to be able to get the most out of today, most out of our time together, because it's not by chance that we're connecting in. There's a reason, there's a purpose for each of us to tune in today at this very moment. So I encourage you to be open and ready to receive everything that is here for you. To support you in doing that, I encourage you to take a deep breath in through the nose, all the way to your toes, and out. And as you're slowing down, becoming present, breathing in that beautiful air and oxygen, feel it supporting every cell in your body. Breathing in and bringing in that beautiful oxygen, and then carrying out, releasing as we exhale all that no longer serves. Notice your cortisol levels, your stress levels lessening, your shoulders relaxing as you expand and become fully present. I invite you to close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing you all in, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And as you feel that beat of your heart, your hand rests on the top of your head, just breathing. What is it that you need today? What is it that will encourage you, empower you, support you? What do you need real time to help you show up in your life fully? Choose to really be seen and heard, choosing to share the gift of you out into the world. What do you need today? Real time to support you. As you close your eyes, continuing to keep them closed, just see with curiosity what comes up. Sometimes it'll be a memory, a reminder, a sound, a picture, an image, a word. See what comes for you. We're not identifying how, we're just identifying what. Let's receive that information. Come back into the room, take another deep breath. Eyes open, fully present. Roll those shoulders. Keep that movement going a little bit as you breathe out and become present, alert, open. I invite you to write down whatever was laid on your heart, to keep it top of mind. Start co-creating it, bringing it forward into reality. Writing it down does that. So it's not just swirling around in you, but it's something you can see, you can interact, and you can help lean into those opportunities that can help you bring it forward. And here's the extra credit bonus opportunity for you today. Be open. Actually look forward to being surprised at the wonderful way this can be moved forward for you. Something you never saw coming, but you're open and leaned in to whatever it is that can support and help you on your journey. And one of our goals today is to help you on your journey. So lean in, be open to discover, be surprised at what may help you move forward in a powerful and positive way. Beautiful. With that, I'm going to go around our virtual room here, and as I do so, I'm going to invite each of our guests to just share 30 seconds or less, something that was laid on their heart as they took a moment to stop, pause, and connect in together. So with that, Patrick, I'd love for you to share what was laid on your heart.
Well, first of all, thank you for being here and happy birthday.
Thank you.
I get calls all the time and emails all the time asking me how I achieved my 47 world records in first. So by turning dreams into goals and learning the importance of prioritizing and never giving up or giving in, I developed an iron will. Remember, the only time we fail is when we quit. As a little boy being abandoned, placed in an orphanage, I had to fight for everything. I learned you never give up, and the only time we fail is when we quit. Being abandoned, placed in the orphanage due to domestic abuse, I learned that you never give up. And don't let anyone steal your dreams. Turn them into goals. A high-speed car accident left me a quadriplegic, paralyzed from the neck down. And a team of orthopedic and neurosurgeons told my dad that I had only 72 hours to live. The results of those injuries were horribly savage and terribly unforgiving, not only for me, but for my whole family and friends. We don't realize how much damage our actions can cause. I learned to think twice, act once. Now, I've been asked what are some of the highlights of my life since.
And Patrick, I'm gonna cut you off here just for a moment. You're giving us so much wonderful information to think about. I want to save some of it for your beautiful segment coming up and give our listeners an opportunity to just really take in some of the pieces that you've already shared with us. And I love that, thinking twice, act once, that never giving up, no matter what, is so powerful. And I know we're going to dive into that a little bit more. So I'm going to have it's a little bit of a cliffhanger, listeners, more that you'll get to learn from our amazing Patrick very, very soon. And with that, Steve, I wanted to go ahead and see what was laid on your heart when we took a moment to stop, pause, and listen.
Happy birthday, Rebecca.
Thank you.
I want everyone listening to know somebody is waiting on you. Each of us is so valuable, so necessary, and so important. And that thing that is who you are, there's somebody right now that needs exactly who you are to show up just as you, because somebody's waiting on you.
Beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing. Listeners, we are getting ready to go to our first commercial break. And as we do so, I want you to think about some of what Patrick has shared, some of what I shared in the opening discussion, and some of what Steve has shared with us, that people need you. Are you willing to share you? Bring that forward. That's a gift. So as we go to this commercial break, I want to encourage you to stay present. Really see what is bubbling up within you. Resist that urge to cross things off the to-do list. This is your time. I claim it for you. Give yourself the gift of these 2 minutes, and we will continue our conversation in just a couple of minutes. So enjoy these moments just for you.
Follow Voice America at Facebook.com/Voice America for juicy updates from your favorite radio shows and podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at speakertalentsearch.com. That's speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that it gave you an opportunity to really hear what's bubbling up inside you. I find so often we're moving so quickly that we drown out that wisdom, those insights, those messages that are within us. And it's only when we slow down, tune our ears inward, and truly listen that we can hear that wisdom, that insight, that encouragement, that helping us remember our truth and what matters most to us sometimes happens in those pauses. So I hope that you use the commercial breaks throughout the show today to really listen in those pauses, in those moments, to really hear what is bubbling up for you as you process things on a cellular level. Well, welcome back. We are continuing our conversation about how to really maximize your powerful life. How do we really show up and own all of who we are and move forward in a powerful way so that we are able to impact others, touch others in our own unique way? Now, you got a little bit of a taste of Patrick and some of his story in the opening segment. I'm going to share a little bit more in his bio so that you know a little bit more about him, and then we are going to bring him on to share some of his amazing wisdom and insights with us. It is my honor to introduce Patrick Rummerfield. He's the first fully functional SCI quadriplegic in the history of medicine, following a 1974 car accident that left him paralyzed from the neck down. Patrick entered an uncharted, grueling regimen of physical therapy and psychological support. With his sheer determination and iron will, he regained function in his limbs. And not only did he regain function, but he went on to race marathons all over the world in extreme environments and courses. This has led him to achieve over 46, so I believe it's 47 now, world records and firsts all over the world, and an inspiration to so many. He is absolutely passionate about helping you live an unlimited life. Please lean in. Warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Patrick Rummerfield to the show. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You are very, very welcome. I'm thrilled to have you joining us today. And I'd love for you to share a little bit of why helping others is something that's so important to you.
Great question. Over the years, I've been mentored and have received so much help from others that it's only right and fair for me to help others that aren't as fortunate as myself. So I spend a lot of time mentoring people with disabilities. And over the years, we've come up with a number of strategies that have really helped individuals. And I don't want to call it a calling, but it's something that feels right. You know, anytime you can help an individual achieve a goal or turn their dreams into goals, I think that's one of the reasons that we're here, is to help each other out.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. And in your opening segment, you were sharing a little bit about how you were paralyzed and the impact and the struggle and all the people that were affected by that. And I know that you persevered. You had so many people lean into you, and you leaned into you to keep moving forward and to be able to regain the use of your limbs. And when you reflect back on some of that journey, is there a message there that you really want to encourage our listeners to hear today?
Absolutely. Every day, I try to be a better person than I was the day before. I want to help as many individuals as I possibly can in whatever time I have left here. I hope everyone listening to this interview walks away knowing they can achieve their goals. It won't be easy. No. It won't be easy, but it's doable and well worth the efforts.
Beautiful.
So,
thank you. That's really powerful. And I love that reminder. It won't be easy, but it is so worth the effort and taking those steps. And I know that you have a book coming out. It's coming out the first week of May. And I'd love for you to share a little bit about the book, its title, why it's called that title, and what you hope this book does out in the world for the readers.
Absolutely. The name of the book is Green Bananas, the Patrick Rummerfield story. And it's based on my life. It's coming out May 4th, and there is going to be a special launch on Amazon. The book is going to be sold for $1.99. And the reason it took me 19 years to write it, and I rewrote it 10 times, and now I think everyone that reads it, I think they will walk away knowing that if I can do it, they can achieve their goals.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I'm excited about it coming out, that special rate of $1.99, and that I know it's available the first 24, possibly 48 hours at that special rate. So I encourage everyone to write that date on your calendar, May 4th, in case anyone missed it, so you can lean in and take advantage of this special opportunity at that amazing rate to add this to your library. So make sure to watch. It'll be on Amazon. We're going to be helping share it out too. We're really excited for Patrick's book coming out and to really pour that encouragement into each of your lives that you can indeed achieve your goals. And I think Patrick's sharing is so timely. His book is absolutely needed in the world and is really going to powerfully support each of you. So I encourage you to write that on your calendar, be leaning in. And I'd love for you to share, why is the title Green Bananas? What's the tie-in there?
Oh, okay. Here's the short version.
Mm-hmm.
So, growing up, I was adopted when I was 7 by a 53-year-old single guy, and who had all kind of little sayings. So, for example, one day I came home. I go, "Hey, Dad, did you hear about poor old Fred down the street? I hear he's dying of cancer." And my dad said, "Well, he better not buy any green bananas," meaning he wouldn't be around long enough to enjoy the fruits of his labor. So when I was laying in the ICU room after a team of orthopedic and neurosurgeons had just told my dad that I had 72 hours to live, I told my dad, "Well, I guess I shouldn't buy any green bananas, huh?" So that saying has been in my family ever since I was adopted.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And I love that indeed the green bananas came to full ripening and fruit in your life in such a powerful way, and that you're carrying that saying forward from your family onward. So I love that. Thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. And I know the journey did not happen overnight, that you went on to regain the use of your limbs to such a level that you were able to run all of these races and achieve all of these records around the world. And I'd love for you to share a little bit of what has helped you continue. I mean, taking 19 years to write the book, that you kept persevering. You have such a gift of perseverance and continuing to move along that course and a path to a very amazing level. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about that and advice and encouragement you can give to us, that perhaps the journey's taking longer than we anticipated and we're maybe getting a little discouraged.
Here's a little snippet out of the book, I guess. After 17 years of falling down and getting up with scabby elbows and knees, crossing the finish line at the Hawaiian Ironman Triathlon after swimming 2.5 miles in the open ocean, followed immediately by a 112-mile bike ride, followed by a 26.2-mile marathon. Again, world's first spinal cord injured athlete to participate and finish the Ironman unassisted. Now, most people think that I recovered the function that I have overnight. It took 17 years of intense physical therapy, a lot of lessons learned along the way, knowing that the only time we fail is when we quit. You don't give up. You got to keep on. It's hard. It's grueling at times. But you can do it. You can do it. Everyone, if I did it, anyone can do it.
Beautiful. Thank you. I know one of your sayings that I've heard you share many times, and it was even in some of the questions that were prepared for today. It's that the only time we fail is when we quit. So anything you'd like to add to that and share, underscore, underline?
Yeah, it takes a team, collaboration and teamwork to achieve a lot of our goals. And example, setting the world land speed record for the electric car at over 245 miles an hour was exciting. I mean, it was incredible. But I was only one person of the team. People don't realize sometimes how important it is to have a strong team to support you in whatever endeavor you're trying to achieve.
Beautiful. Absolutely true. And being really thoughtful and mindful about building that team, and that together you can rise in just really powerful ways. And I think helps that journey that can be long and longer than anticipated as we pursue.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. But, I must admit, probably one of the biggest highlights in my life is falling in love with my wife, Barb. She has changed my life forever. And, again, she's part of the team, and that's what it takes, as far as I'm concerned.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Patrick. I appreciate it. I know the week or so before your launch is such a busy time, so I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to share with us. And towards the end of the show, we're going to have you share your contact information, the way people can go deeper with you. But I would love for everyone to make sure to write the launch date of Patrick's book on your calendar in case you missed the date, May 4th, and have you lean into that opportunity to add this dynamic and encouraging book to your library. With that, Patrick, do you have a final thought or a piece of advice you'd love to share with our listeners as we get ready to go to our next break?
Just know that everyone listening to this interview, when you're walking away, just know that you can achieve your goals. It won't be easy, but it is doable. And don't get discouraged. If you need help writing out a plan or something, let me know. I'll help. But I want you to know you can do it.
Wonderful. Thank you. So listeners, you heard it here. You can do it. You are not alone. I encourage you, as we enjoy this next commercial break, these 2 minutes, to really feel that certainty within you and maybe write out 1 or 2 next steps on your plan to move that goal forward. You can do it. We'll look forward to continuing our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Birdie told me Voice America is on Twitter. Follow us at Voice America TRN.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just 1 audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Voice America programs are now available on your favorite connected device, including Amazon, Alexa, and Google Home. Through streams with Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio, listening to your favorite show is as easy as saying the show name followed by the word podcast.
Hey, Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast.
If that doesn't work, try adding on TuneIn or on iHeartRadio or on Apple Podcasts.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, 1 program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
It's your world. Motivate, change, succeed. VoiceAmericaEmpowerment.com.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes and that you wrote down a couple of steps or a goal that you are now encouraged and inspired to reach towards, to move towards, maybe a couple steps to support you on that journey. Our next guest, I know you're going to enjoy as he reminds you and shares with you how important you are and the gift that you are to the world. So it's my privilege and honor to introduce our next amazing guest, Steve Kidd. He is a #1 international best-selling author, third-generation minister, and an extreme, not just a slight visionary, an extreme visionary, and can see amazing vision and opportunity and potential in each and every one of you. He has helped thousands of people reach millions of people with their books and messages. He loves to help amplify what you're bringing to the world in a powerful and dynamic way. He is passionate about helping you grow, thrive, and shine. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic and inspiring Steve Kidd to the show. Welcome.
Thanks so much for having me, Rebecca. I'm excited to be here with you.
You are very, very welcome. Excited to have you joining us as well. And I want to start with why. Why is this work of helping people in this way get their message out there? Why is that so important to you?
Well, and as you said in my bio, I am a third-generation minister, and though I don't work in a church anymore, this really has become my ministry in the world. I believe that each of us has a uniquely wonderful purpose in the world, and that needs to be shared. We'll be somebody different 5 years from now, but where we are right now and what we've learned thus far is something that somebody needs right now.
Beautiful. And why has this truth of really sharing where we are now with the world, how has that become something that just is so close to your heart, that you spend so much time in so many different ways that you help people? Was there something in your journey that inspired that? Was there a moment, or was it more of a gradual knowing? I'd love to know.
Well, ultimately, I'm a marketing company with a strong publishing division, and so I approach it from a marketer's concept. And from the very first best-selling book that I ever helped put out, that I ever published, I found immediately the night and day difference that it is between just being a person and being a best-selling author. In fact, it's the #1 influencer credential. To be able to help a person, any person, reach the level, the status, and more importantly, know inside of themselves that what they have is needed and worthwhile. It's just such an amazing journey to get to go on with people.
I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. So then I would love for you to share, I loved how you mentioned there's a #1 differentiator, that this credential of helping people achieve that and become a best-selling author can make such a difference in their trajectory, in their opportunities, and how they're seen in the world. But it also sounds like you were touching on a little bit of what it does for them in owning their message. I'd love for you to expand on that a little bit too.
Most of us, statistically, 80% of every person you ever meet in the world says they want to be a best-selling author. Less than 5% ever do. All of us have that thing that we're just passionate about. And, it comes up and we just immediately can go on and on and on about it. And yet, all too often, the only people that have ever heard you really talk about it are your kids or your closest friends or people like that. And for a person to be able to share that thing that they're so passionate with the world, it does as much for them in the sharing, because at the end of the day, what we have inside of us is only as good as we learn from it ourselves, absolutely, but more so share it out to the people who need it.
Yes. And I know one of your approaches around this has to do with the power of helping one person. Do you mind sharing what that is and how that can make this feel not so big and approachable?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your book with the right marketing program can reach thousands, even millions of people, but that number is overwhelming. If we talked about a program for how you're going to reach millions, it overwhelms everybody that I know. But when we talk about what if you just helped one person, who is the person that you can do something that is the heart and soul of who you are, that you can do something just for them, just for today. And when we narrow down to just today and we just look for that one person just today, it makes life easier to live, number one, but it also makes so much greater of an impact because then we're poised and ready to be able to help that person because we're looking for them and we're ready when they come.
Beautiful. Well, and I believe we can really make a change and a difference heart by heart, life by life. It creates a ripple. And it always ends up being more than one is what I have found. Have you found that to be the case too?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, you will reach tens of thousands, even millions of people, but it is always going to be something where it's your heart connecting to each one of them individually, one at a time.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And I know you also feel there's a timeliness that it's important we take action today, not someday, not eventually, but that it's important to take action. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that and how can we start to be in action more?
Yeah, I mean, as I said at the beginning of the show, somebody's waiting on you. Mm-hmm. There is a person who you have something that's so easy for you, and in fact, for most of it, it's so easy, it's not even a thing we're thinking about writing. It's just so easy to us that everybody must know how to do it. And yet there's somebody probably on Google right now searching for how they could possibly do that thing. And they're going to continue to not know what to do, make the wrong choices, do the wrong thing until you share who you are with the world. And there are some secrets of things that we do that can help a person really get that out into the world in a expeditious manner to allow them to really share who they are right now. And as they grow, share who they will be, 2 years, 5 years, 10 minutes from now as well.
Beautiful. And I love that your company comes alongside people in such a deep and caring way, really seeing who they are and then helping them bring that to the world in a way that they're seen, because we can have brilliant messages or gifting, but if it's not seen, if it's not heard, it can't help. So I love that you come alongside people in that way. And one of the things I've also heard you share about and comment on is that you really want people to live a truly free and thriving life, that they can do that, and it's important that they do. Do you mind sharing a little bit about that?
When we think about being free, there are so many thoughts that come to mind, but when we move into being truly free, having the ability to have today be powerful. A good friend of mine, Ernie Villanueva, always says, yesterday was a canceled check. Tomorrow is a promissory note. Today is the only legal tender you can spend. And when we maximize today, when we look for the opportunities and we allow everything that did just happen to go and everything that is coming to come when it comes and not stress out over either the past or the future, but really show up in the now, then we free ourselves from all those chains that, honestly, we put on ourselves, and we can live in a place of truly freeness, which allows us to really thrive.
I love that what we really have is today. And I think we do. We look back a lot, we look ahead a lot, and we don't always really focus on today and what we can do and what we can create right now in this moment, in this time. Oh, that's powerful. Thank you for sharing. As you reflect back on our conversation, I'd love for you to share, is there anything else on your heart and mind today that you really want to make sure our listeners hear and know?
I want everybody to know that each and every single one of you listening has a purpose. You are special, and know your purpose isn't just to keep the oxygen to carbon dioxide balance straight in the world by breathing in and out, but it's just about you being you makes a difference in the world. And we need you. The whole world needs you to show up, to be you, and to just really, truly live.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. Listeners, we are getting ready to go to our next commercial break. And as we do that, I want you to really breathe in deeply all that Steve has shared. Take a moment to write down a couple of things on your heart. Maybe that thing that's just so easy for you and that you're so passionate about, and you've thought about maybe someday bringing that forward. Write that thing down and look at a way you can bring it forward today. We'll continue our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Voice America is on your favorite smart speaker. If you have Alexa or Google Home, go ahead and give us a try.
Hey Alexa, play Finding Your Frequency podcast on TuneIn.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
You need to live up to your full potential. You've heard that for years, but now there's a channel to help you get there. Introducing the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Our listeners have told us that they want to be motivated, hear about success stories, and positive encouragement around the clock. And we've responded to you. The Voice America Empowerment Channel is the home of the world's top life coaches, entrepreneurs, and success experts. Listen to the Voice America Empowerment Channel. It's here at voiceamericaempowerment.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-888-346-9141. That's 1-888-346-9141. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you've had an opportunity to write down some great insights, ideas, goals, next steps as we've continued our conversation today. I want to encourage you to go back to the beginning of the show and see what you had laid on your heart that you needed today, real time. And that as you reflect on our conversation, you got some insight, some tips, some encouragement on your journey, that you can indeed achieve your goals. You are not alone. That don't quit, keep going. Keep taking those steps, that the world needs you. So many great tips and insights and reminders for us today. I hope you have a notepad full of insight and suggestions and inspiration for your journey. I want to thank you for being on the journey with us today, for celebrating my birthday with me. I've gotten so many messages and texts and calls and people singing birthdays and animated stories that are shared with me. It's just made my day so rich and full, and I feel so loved. And I hope that each of you feel that love throughout your day as well, because you're absolutely a gift. You are so needed in the world. And if you've had laid on your heart that you're ready to start sharing your message, you're ready to step forward a little bit more, I want to encourage you to check out 2 different things. The first is called the Speaker Talent Search. You can learn more at thespeakertalentsearch.com. This is an opportunity for those speakers out there, or those who want to start speaking, to have an opportunity to have their message heard. So I encourage you to check it out. An opportunity to get on more stages and platforms is part of our give back to the world. I encourage you to lean in and check it out. Pay attention to the dates and time frames. SpeakerTalentSearch.com. The second gift is for those of you who have questions about bringing your book forward and are looking for ways to do that, or what is publishing, what are the steps, what is launching, some of those myths and truths. We have a series called the Emerging Author Series.com, and that's plural, emergingauthorseries.com. You'll find a series of 9 different ebooks, each about a chapter in length, that you can lean in and say yes to as many as will support you on your journey. I hope you enjoy those gifts and they help empower you to take steps, because the world absolutely needs you, and we need you to keep taking those steps to really share the gift of you. With that, we're going to go around our room. Have your paper and pen ready. I'm going to have our guests share their contact information. And this is very purposeful and deliberate, because we want you to be able to lean in and connect with them at a higher level. So have your paper and pen ready as we go around the room. With that, Patrick, can you share the best way for people to connect in? Remind us of the title of your book and when it's coming out again, so we make sure we have all that information.
Certainly, I can be reached by email at patrickrummerfield@gmail.com, or you can contact me over Facebook, which is Green Banana, the Patrick Rummerfield story. Save the date, May 4th is when we're going to launch Green Bananas, and for the special price of $1.99.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And you're taking time. I know the week before your launch is busy. I appreciate you taking the time to join us today. And we are looking forward to your launch on May 4th. Beautiful. And then, Steve, I would love for you to share the best way for people to connect in, go deeper, and possibly get support on their journey in sharing their message and book out in the world.
Absolutely. I put together a free gift for all the listeners. If you go to ongoingwealthguide.com, that's ongoingwealthguide.com. It's a real quick 5-step program to allow you to truly generate not just wealth, but that thriving that we were talking about in your life on a day-to-day basis. And no matter what may come, that you know the secrets of what it takes to be able to do that powerfully. So if you just go to ongoingwealthguide.com, that's a free gift to you. And when you get to the thank you page, there's also a link there that you can schedule a time to talk to me and have a free conversation.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that, both the gift and the opportunity for people to connect in and have a conversation with you. And are there ways they can follow you on social media as well?
So on just about all the social medias, I am Ask Steve Kidd. On Facebook, I'm just Steve Kidd.
Okay. Perfect. Because some of us, our listeners, love social media. So I want to give them that opportunity as well. Perfect. Well, thank you. Absolutely. I appreciate it. And we have a little bit of time. And so I'd love if there is one final thought or question or reminder or something for us to ponder or something for us to remember as we go back out into the world. I know a show that we had last week, one of the core messages that really came through so powerfully was to remember who we are, remember who we truly are, and to bring that forward. And that has really stuck with me from last week. And so I wanted to see, Patrick, if you had a thought like that you wanted to remind us of and have us carry forward.
Absolutely. Lead by example, both when the door is open and when the door is closed.
Very good. I like that. I think we hear the first part, not the other. So that's brilliant.
Yeah, that's good. I got a couple of them, but that's good.
Okay, no, that's wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Was there another on your heart? We have a moment. If
yeah, they're little sayings that my dad used to always say, like, don't get caught up in things to where you're in the thick of thin things.
I love it. Very nice. And green bananas.
Another great one, don't be a Christian just one day out of the week.
Yep.
That might be a little too much, but.
Oh, no, these are really great things. And these are some of the legacy that he's given you that you're sharing with us and bringing forward. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And then, Steve, how about you? Do you have something on your heart, a reminder, a tip, something for us to carry forward?
Absolutely. I want everybody to know that if you have the ability to speak, you have everything that you need because you've been you your whole life to be able to write your book. And we can, through just a conversation, we can get all the content that we need for your book and help you be able to put it out there and make the difference that only you can make in the world.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, because you're right. We can make it more complicated and harder than it needs to be. So Thank you for sharing that and letting us know we've already got what we need and we can get support to bring forward all that we're called to bring forward. So listeners, so much great wisdom poured into us today, things to ponder, things to think, bring forward. And so my encouragement, and I'll say what I ask for you on my birthday, I ask you to take a couple of moments for you. At the end of the show, don't just rush back out into the day. Take 2, 5, 7 minutes and really be present. Really write down some of these things and what you are going to do or be and bring forward as a result of our time together today, because it was on purpose. There is something for you to take action on, to bring forward, because you are a gift. You're absolutely needed. And you make a difference by being more and more who you fully are, heart by heart, life by life. Be willing to share that gift of you out into the world. Have an amazing week, everyone. Remember, wherever you go, whatever you do, please remember to choose to bloom where you're planted and shine. And I'll look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter.
Next Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel, with a replay on Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Variety Channel.
Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.